it is, but yesterday and today kind of been in a video making mood, I guess. And I like to make my videos based on my experience or something that I might be dealing with at the time, or something I might be thinking about, or something that might be like, in my spirit or whatever. And I was just thinking about like something that may touch people out there and people may be able to identify with. Like if you ever got back with an ex, or if you went back and forth with an ex a few times, whether you broke up with her, she broke up with you, usually the only way that you can get back with them is if you broke up with them. That's been my experience, getting back with them after breaking up with them. And I'm gonna name this video Euphoric Recall is Red Pill Kryptonite. And I know I was just talking about getting back with exes and stuff like that. And the thing about Euphoric Recall is the brain is such an intricate instrument, man. I got a degree in psychology, and I just did a lot of research on the brain and stuff like that. And the thing about the brain is, when it comes to the most traumatic and painful experiences that we'd ever dealt with in our life and that we'd ever been through, the brain has a mechanism in it that prevents it from ever truly being able to relive that pain or trauma over again. Because if you were able to actually tap in and feel and experience those, ultra painful, ultra traumatic experiences, you would legitimately lose your mind. You would go crazy. So the brain has a block against feeling those type of emotions and feeling those type of extreme pains. But the funny thing about the brain is it also has a mechanism that allows you to relive pleasurable experiences and very, very vividly. And that's why I'm going to lead into my topic about Euphoric Recall is Red Pill Kryptonite. Because the thing about it is after you've had some time away from someone who's been toxic, someone who has been unhealthy, a relationship that has been very dysfunctional, where it was about a lot of arguing, fighting, accusing, blaming, shaming, and all the other things that come with these unhealthy relationships. The longer you stay away from them, the blocks against those painful memories and the blocks against those traumatic experiences get stronger and stronger. But on the flip side of that, the euphoric recall gets stronger and stronger also. You see, because you stay away from that person long enough that you walked away from, and you slowly but surely forget all the horrible things that they've done, all the horrible things that you experienced, all the low emotions that you dealt with, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the pain, all the confusion, all the anger, all the sadness, all the sorrow. Those things start fading in the wind, little by little by little, to a point to where you can't even remember them. And then, on the flip side of that, the experiences that you had with this person that were very, very pleasurable, i.e. sex, maybe things y'all did together, vacations, trips y'all took, places y'all went, family events, the good times, which are never, never, never balanced out with the horrible times. Because nowadays, man, the relationships that you get in with these women, man, it's usually measurable, I'd say 85% of the time, and 15% of the time you really enjoyed yourself. But our mechanism, which is the brain, that all of us have and all of us share, I would say usually it's after a period of about 2 to 3 months, 60 to 90 days. You will forget how you felt Even if you was to the point to where you want to commit homicide, or where you want to commit suicide, where the absolute sight or touch of this person made you sick to your stomach, you will forget all of those things, and it will be like they didn't even exist. And all you'll remember is that weekend where y'all had marathon sex together, that time y'all went to a movie and she gave you some head in a theater, that time y'all went out somewhere and people gave y'all all kind of compliments about how good y'all looked together, how cute of a couple y'all were. You remember the times when out of the blue she might have randomly done something nice for you, which is once in a million. You remember those times where y'all had family get-togethers together and y'all were holding hands and kissing in front of your family. You'll remember those times where you had a special event come up in your life, whereas men, we don't have many special events, and that person came to your event. You felt so special because they came. You'll remember all those moments, man. And what it would do is it turns into red pill kryptonite. And what I mean by that is it'll start to make you float back into that blue pill mind state, man. To where you'll start thinking to yourself, maybe, just maybe, it'll be different this time. You know, and coming from the background that I come from, and having the type of struggles that I've had in my life with addiction and all these other type of things, I'm here to tell y'all, man, it's never different, man. It's never different. It's never different in the way that we think it's going to be different. You know, it's always different in a worse, negative way. So it's just something that we have to be very careful about. At least something I have to be very careful about, because once I start treading on those thoughts, and I start thinking that maybe kind of mind state, I put myself in a very precarious and dangerous spot. You see, and it's all triggered by feelings and emotions and thoughts, man. And one of my biggest triggers is, you know, boredom, loneliness, just to name a few. And as human beings, you know, we want to tap back into that sense of ease and comfort that came in the beginning of the relationship. Because all of the relationships make you feel like all those things that we believe are possible in the beginning. You know, they never start off bad, or you wouldn't get into them. They just progressively get worse and worse over time. And we always want to believe, at least I always want to believe, you know, when that kryptonite kills into that euphoric recall, that we could get it back to the beginning. And it's not a reality, because once something goes sour, it can never go sweet again, man. You know, because they say insanity is repeating the same things and expecting a different result. But I got an even different version of insanity, you know. I think insanity is even deeper than that. I think it goes to the fact that insanity is repeating the same things when you're fully aware of what the results will be. Because we get to a point in our life as men, we get to a point in our life in this red pill journey, through whatever experiences that we've been through whatever, you know, life situations have brought our way, through these relationships that we get in and out of. And we realize that, like I said earlier, if we repeat the same thing, we know exactly what's going to happen. And I gotta say this, man, the trade-off is never worth it, man. Because I tell y'all from my own personal experience, man, going back to be with someone after you leave, or after it goes sour, or anything like that happens, it's good for about a week or two. Because y'all having a lot of sex again. You know, she's back floating, you back floating. Y'all are both floating on a cloud. You know, y'all are both back into the bliss of coming in each other, or coming on each other, you know what I'm saying? And you and her start thinking again that y'all could make this thing something that is not. But I'll tell you like this, my brothers, and listen to me when I say this. Their ultimate goal, man, is to change you, man. And when you get back there, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you've done, no matter how much you try to cater to them, no matter how much you try to capitulate to them, no matter how much that you've done to stop the things that they said were bothering them, that was giving them the problems in the beginning, I promise you this, fellas, they will find some new things to complain about. They will find something to say that you are doing wrong. And as a man, you'll sit back and you'll think to yourself, wow, so all these things that were bothering her, that I didn't even think were wrong, that I didn't even felt were worthy of even talking about, I've stopped all these things that she said were making her unhappy, that she said were causing problems in a relationship, that she said were causing us to distance apart from each other. I've stopped all these things. And now she brings up something new. And I bring up, wow, well, I stopped doing A, B, and C. And then she says, we're not even talking about that right now. That don't even matter. And you just sitting there just with your mind blown. So the moral of this story is, don't let a few good memories and a few fleeting euphoric moments in your mind bring you back into slavery, man. I'm not saying slavery from a point of being physically locked up, but I'm saying, man, being a slave to your own mind again, man. Being a slave to your own mind. Because one thing I've learned about these relationships today, man, you never have a moment's peace in them, bro. And even though I may still struggle today, and I may have days whenever I'm going through some feelings or whatever, or you know, I'm yearning for female contact, I'm yearning for female affection. It's just moments, and they pass. But when you're in a quote-unquote relationship today, with whatever you want to call these people, man, there's never a moment's peace because you feel like you can't ever do anything right. So I just want to tell everybody out there, man, that if you're thinking about going back to someone that left you or you left them and y'all are talking again and you're feeling good and you're about to make that move, you don't have to, because I did it for you already. I didn't only do it for you once, I did it for you 3 or 4 times, man. And I'm sitting here to tell you, man, every time it gets worse, man. Every time you deal with them again, you dig the hole a little bit deeper. You invest yourself a little bit more. You attach yourself to them just that much more. You develop more feelings for them. And when you have to detach again, it's just that much harder. And I'm gonna tell y'all this as a man, bro. It is a whole lot easier to attach yourself than it is to detach yourself from a woman. You could be attached to a woman in one encounter, and it can take you years to detach from one. So I just hope that brothers out there can make the right decisions and not have to go through some of the things that I went through out here, man. But I tell you what, bro, it takes a strong mind to deal with the stuff that I deal with, man. You know, the depression that comes sometimes, the sadness, the disappointment, and all those negative emotions that come when you're dealing with something like that, and you're dealing with the aftermath of it. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, man. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up. None of these relationships ever end good anymore. The thing about them is that they end. And I gotta tell you that the end is never like the beginning. So the juice ain't worth the squeeze. So I would say don't squeeze it. But if you feel like you need to go live your life and you feel like you need to get back with this person again, because I know what it all comes from, bro. It comes from insecurity, man. It comes from insecurity and lack of feeling like you're ever going to be able to find someone else to replace that person. So you got to go through your process just like I had to go through mine. But, you know, it's not an easy road. You got to navigate it yourself. But I just want to give y'all a true pellet, man. It's never going to be the same if you go back. Because not only is this person going to put new demands on you, they're also never going to let go of the fact that you left them. They're also never going to let go of the fact that you damaged their ego. So even if you go back, their new goal is going to be to punish you and eventually leave you and do to you what you did to them. So euphoric recall. See it for what it is. Enjoy the feeling, but just don't act on it.